What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Paranormal Man live stream. I want to change the name of this series because I'm going to be starting a new channel called The Paranormal Man, and I kind of want to shift the name over to that channel, so that way I could just focus on what I wanted to focus on for that channel, which is my own countdown series. Now, that being said, I'm still going to continue to watch these countdowns on this channel. I'm just going to call it something different, and it's actually in the title itself. It's going to be called Saturday Night Scares, and I'm gonna start doing this every Saturday as a live stream, where I watch all the latest videos from all the channels that I watch from. Now, today's going to be a little bit different of one, because usually I only do one video from each channel, but for this one, we're going to have a double dose of chills. And when I say that, I'm not just saying one video from chills and one from top 15s. No, there's two from chills and one from top 15s. Now, I'm gonna start in order from the oldest one to the newest one. And the first one we're gonna be starting out with is Nuke's Top 5's 5 really scary ghost videos. He warned us. He warned us. And also, it's officially my birthday. How about that?
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It is officially my birthday, everyone. I am officially 33 years old. I'm thrilled about that. But
You're old.
And I also got my new intro completed, and I can't wait to show it to you guys. I spent quite a bit of time on it. I wanted to make sure that it would have been good enough to get people hyped for the videos, instead of that with that darkened background and all that seemed too depressing for me sometimes. So, but that said, let's go ahead and get started with this.
Top 5 ghosts caught on camera. Unexpected cameo. This next video might be one of the most bizarre clips I've ever posted. Not because of the content, but because of the source. This Japanese video was filmed as a TV documentary about a typical Japanese high school. This video shows an average school class day, starting with English lessons.
What is the meaning? 日本語ではトークね。私に話しかけて Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me.
But later in the video, during a Japanese literature class, things just got totally bizarre.
古今集は、前回、授業で確認しましたけど、何年でした？
It looks as if a girl is sitting on the windowsill outside the 4th floor classroom. However, there is no balcony outside this classroom window. And when the documentary crew's camera pans back, the girl outside the classroom window has disappeared. So is this a ghost caught on camera in a legit Japanese high school documentary? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax?
Wow.
You decide.
Or
Chris ain't afraid of no ghost.
Or, and yeah, I hate to think of this possibility, but another possibility that it was a very disturbed individual who wanted to take her own life. It's sad, but that kind of thing has been more common lately.
Facebook user Chris Adams says that he's lived in a haunted house for years. He believes that his house is haunted by the ghost of a little boy who perished in a nearby fire. Chris claims that he's become so used to the bizarre supernatural activity in his house that it no longer even scares him. Late one night, Chris wakes up to the sound of small footsteps in the hallway, almost as if a child is running through the house. But Chris is home alone. He grabs his phone and begins recording.
Oh, I thought I didn't scare him anymore.
Hello?
It seems that someone or something threw a mop bucket across Chris's bathroom floor. He remains calm and goes to check it out. And things get even stranger.
6. Hey. Who's there?
One sec, sorry, my nose is itchy.
Horror movie right here, right now. 6.
Something seems to move the shower curtain, and some viewers even believe that a face can be seen through the curtain. But when Chris yanks the shower curtain open, no one's there.
Serious?
Turns out that the noise Chris hears was the same mop bucket from before, sliding across the ground on its own. Chris says that he has been experiencing strange activity in the house for years, and his Facebook friends confirm it. But Chris says that he's never managed to catch anything on...
Okay, now, one thing I want to point out right here, and I'm not saying that this is the 100% for sure method, but it's still a possibility. Because if you notice, he never actually pointed his camera inside the bathtub. He just swapped the curtain open a little bit, went to the other side and swapped that curtain open a little bit. It's possible, but though very hard to pull off, but it's still possible that the person behind the curtain slide to the opposite side of where he was pushing the curtain open, and when he went to push it open the other side, the person moved to the other side of the shower, making it appear that there was no one there. Grab the phone. And ladies and gentlemen, it is time for baby segment.
Baby segment. So cute.
Baby segment. Hello, baby.
camera before this. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments below.
Those are just my thoughts, but yeah, it's
Dead Channel.
It's possible.
These next videos are from the mysterious YouTube channel SNCH. The original series of scary videos on this channel were posted in 2015 in short 11-second clips. Since 2015, YouTubers have been dissecting this channel and its videos to try to determine if this is a so-called, quote, haunted YouTube channel or simply an ARG. And no one has ever figured it out. In this video, the guys are hanging out when this happens.
She was right in World Florida. All we have to do is take a boat down to Cuba.
My camera's like, what the f?
Yeah.
Holy sh! What the f?
A loud bang can be heard on the door leading to the garage, and the guys are more than a little freaked out.
Dude, like, holy I have no fucking clue. I'm not checking that fucking door, dude. I'm not fucking checking that door. Dude, no, you're so fucking brave right now. Holy what did, no, dude, no. That. What did you see? What did you see? That's the fucking light.
They finally decide to head into the garage to investigate.
Man. Dude, what the fuck out of place? My camera's off, dude. The fucking screen's like completely black, dude. No, it's completely black.
Did you see it?
I saw it, alright.
Completely black, dude. No, it's completely black.
Some strange ghostly face seems to be peering at them through the window as they enter, and then quickly moves away. None of them seem to have seen the face, and they just shrug off the incident.
I'm so. Oh, dude, I'm getting the move. I have no idea, man.
Creepy.
See anything?
Almost a year later, and another bizarre paranormal video post appears on the SNCH channel. This time, the guys are hanging out again, playing Monopoly.
Think about it. This is bullshit. Every time we play this goddamn game,
We're not gonna form an alliance
together and
We're not gonna form an alliance. No, it's Monopoly. You can do that. It's fine.
You can't.
Yes, you. Holy.
Oh my. Get back here. Whoa. I found my phone.
What the f*** your phone, dude? Your phone.
My phone.
Dude, the f***ing door just got ripped off the f***ing hinge. Oh my god, it's outside. It's outside.
Now, there's a lot happening here. Supposedly, some supernatural presence is ripping doors off hinges and cutting the lights.
Whoa.
We'll never know what happened here.
Oh boy.
The channel went dead, and nothing new has been posted in over 3 years. However, if you want to check out the SNCH channel and explore the mystery on your own, there are still plenty of weird videos to be found.
There we go. The window. I don't know if they know I'm looking or they know I'm looking. Oh! Oh, there's a little hand! Look! There's 2 little hands! Oh, they're knocking! Wave. I think she's in trouble. Maybe she is in trouble.
No, you're in trouble.
Maybe she can't make noise.
So is the SNCH channel mysterious quote haunted YouTube channel that just suddenly ended? Or is it all a failed ARG? You decide. Watcher.
I might go to that channel later. I might go to that channel to explore some of those videos because those were some legit creepy videos. Wow.
Simply enough, this video shows some friends playing catch in front of a locked door.
I've seen this video
abandoned
before.
building.
I've seen this clip before.
But things take an odd turn.
Yeah, this is the one with the ghost face looking down at them from a window on at the tower behind them.
Not to me, no one else. To me. To you. To me? Oi, what was that?
What was that?
Did you see that there?
Oh my days, that was creepy.
What was that?
The group reports what they believe might be an intruder to the property manager, who says the building's been empty for years. They all head upstairs to see who's hiding inside the locked house.
What we seen? It was up there?
I've got it on film.
This room's locked, guys. It's been locked.
Oh, okay. Baby segment over.
Alright.
Yeah, mommy.
The room's been empty. There's a boy's face in the corner of the window.
Oh, you want your baby?
Sure, no, there's not even that.
There you go. Baby segment.
I told you it's been empty for years.
Some YouTube viewers believe that the video might be a hoax, but others argue that the ghoulish face and the man's odd movements just don't seem quite human. But what do you think?
Yeah,
If you see a video that you think should be featured on the top 5, or if you capture something spooky yourself, send it to me at nukestop5@gmail.com. And please, by all means, tweet me on the Twitter.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the whole thing that video might be real, because the reactions were legitimate. They weren't doing anything that could draw attention to that place other than one of the guys seeing the face appear in the window. And 3, they called the property management. You wouldn't do that if you were hoaxing a video. You know how much trouble you could get into if you are faking something like that? They just wouldn't do something like that. I think that video was real. And now, Sir Spooks, 5 creepy videos that'll mystify you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 5 creepy videos that will mystify you. So, let's begin. Ogden Paranormal is a relatively unknown YouTube channel that is run by a group of people that typically upload videos relating to all things paranormal, such as footage of them exploring abandoned buildings, ghosts, and other entities, ever since their inception in November 2017. In a video published by the channel on September 29th, 2019, the group are walking their way around a supposedly haunted hospital named the Old Tool Hospital late at night in hopes to capture something on camera and to explore the area. At only 4 minutes into the video, the cameraman enters a room that has a very creepy looking mannequin inside of it. But that is not the creepiest part of this footage. In the background, behind the mannequin, you can just barely make out a head, neck and shoulders of someone or something. As soon as the camera pans, however, the outline disappears completely, and the uploader explains that it could not be a mere reflection on the window because the figure appears as black.
Okay, that mannequin's creepy enough. That is incredibly creepy.
The uploader even shows us other clips they recorded to prove that other things appeared in the mirror, whereas the black shadowy figure did not. Ogden Paranormal is not even sure what this figure is to this day, as they encourage you to talk online about your thoughts.
Wait, that's a mirror?
On whatever it is that they captured that night. Whatever it is certainly unnerving.
Oh, okay. When the footage is enhanced, it's much clearer to see. So much clearer.
The old Inonaki Tunnel is an extremely cursed tunnel located in Inonaki Mountain Pass in Japan, and has a very interesting backstory, and it is said to be one of the most haunted spots in all of Japan. On December 7th, 1988, an incredibly charred body belonging to a factory worker named Umeyama Koichi was found on the mountain pass. Police arrested a group of teenagers relating to the incident, as they were suspected of killing the man by pouring gasoline on him and setting him on fire. The incident began when the teens approached Umeyama and told him to get out of his car and to stop acting tough. Umeyama refused to comply with their demands, which led to the teens assaulting him and even abducted the man. Umeyama eventually found a way to break free of his captors, but his escape attempt was noticed by the teens and, now furious, attempted to throw the man off Kanda Pass. This, however, failed. which led to them brutally beating the man with wrenches and other tools. They took Umeyama to Old Inunaki Tunnel, where they poured gasoline on him and ferociously beat his body even more. Umeyama, in such a horrific state, with bruises and cuts and set ablaze, tried his hardest to walk out of the tunnel and escape to safety, but it was met with no success. Eventually, Umeyama collapsed and sadly died at the hands of the vicious teens, with them even going as far to celebrate the act. Luckily though, the teens were met with life sentences in prison. In a video published by Mr. Cultophone on March 30th, 2019, the channel owner records himself as he...
Mr. Cultophone? It looks more like Mr. Cult of One. But you know, I'm not one to judge on YouTube channel names. But man, that story sucks. They were telling him to stop acting tough. Yeah, like they're one to talk.
He explores and walks in the Old Inunaki Tunnel. Throughout the duration of the video, you can hear incredibly eerie and almost otherworldly sounds coming from inside the tunnel. It almost sounds like a ghost whispering or the muffled voices of a ghost. Take a listen.
We on? Okay, so I'm gonna go in alone because it's really difficult. I don't know if you can pan down to see how difficult it is to get down. So wish me luck. Should be back in about 5 minutes. If not, tell my mom I love her. See you soon.
Hi, Mela.
What did Mr. Cultophone capture that day while in the cursed tunnel? Was it the voice of Umeyama? Or was it an entity? We may never know the true answer, but be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below.
Let me know if I scared you.
This next entry is a ghost sighting from Japan. As I do not speak Japanese, I have done my best to analyze and explain what is going on in this entry. In the beginning of the clip, we see a man in what appears to be some sort of martial arts or karate robe, seemingly in a restaurant celebrating with his friends or family. A waiter comes by and pours him something to drink, which leads me to believe that he is celebrating something. A little bit later on in the video, we cut to the outside, where a man is seemingly talking with a group of people and appears to be having a good time and enjoying the fresh air late at night. As cars and other vehicles pass by in the background, it may initially seem like a completely harmless video, but you'd be wrong. It is almost an instance of a blink and you'll miss it, as in a small area right beside a billboard behind the man, you can see an incredibly ominous looking ghost that appears to stare right into the camera from a distance.
I'm looking for it. Try not to blink. Oh, I saw it. Yeah?
She's got way too loud.
Yo, Munchkin.
I'm done playing stickers now. All done.
That was way too loud, Mela. Silly girl.
From the looks of the video, it could be computer-generated effects, as it looks a bit questionable, But this very well may be a real ghost captured on camera. What do you think? Was this a ghost captured in Japan, or was it simply a hoax created by a computer? Tell us your thoughts below. For this next entry, we are heading back to the incredibly creepy and supposedly cursed old Inunaki tunnel. If this video is to be taken as true, then this certainly is one of the most haunted locations in all of Japan. This video, published by Madasan02 on August 13th, 2014, is an extremely short yet bizarre video to say the least. In the 25-second video, the cameraman appears to be approaching the entrance of the tunnel, but if you look up, you can see a very mysterious figure simply sitting on top of the wall, dressed in all white.
あ、こんにちは。
それでもいいな。
As soon as the man recording notices this, he immediately turns around and no longer has any interest in entering the tunnel, which leads me to believe this video is genuine.
Why do I get the feeling that that's the same cameraman as the guy that went into that tunnel previously? How funny of a coincidence would that be?
People that fake these types of videos most usually attempt to approach any strange situation, but this man immediately left. This would definitely be creepy in the day like depicted in the video, but in the nighttime would be a whole other story. Either way, noticing a woman sitting on top of a wall like that would creep anybody out that is trying to enter this tunnel. Who was this woman? Was this a paranormal spirit in the tunnel? We may never know the true answer. Visually Creep TV is a small YouTube channel that focuses on the exploration of abandoned and haunted places from around the world, and other videos relating to the supernatural and paranormal. In a video uploaded to the channel on June 24th, 2019, the channel owner is recording himself walking around a cemetery in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where he captures something extremely bizarre and utterly creepy. Sometimes, in videos like these, we see something like an actual ghost appear on screen, but this time the terror comes from what we hear in Visually Creep's video. Just a few minutes in, we can hear an extremely strange whistling sound coming from somewhere within the cemetery. The man turns around and asks if anybody is out there, but gets no response.
Yeah, it's pretty spooky.
Oh yeah, I've seen this one before.
Walk down here. What the? Hello? Hello? Holy shit, someone just fucking whistled, dude. I just heard a whistle over here. Like, right behind me. Hello?
I'm going to sleep.
Mela, do you have that puppet toy?
Sure does.
I want it.
Okay, can I have that? Thank you, sweetie. Sorry about that.
I just heard it again. Oh. I really hope I caught on film. Like on my microphone, I hope I caught that.
Although this could certainly be a friend of his that is in on the situation, the thing that gives this video some good authenticity is the man's reaction to hearing the whistle. It truly sounds as if he was taken off guard by the sound, and sounds genuinely worried whenever he hears it. What was whistling at the man in the cemetery that day? Although the answer may never be revealed, this is still a highly creepy video that will give you the chills. And that was 5 creepy videos that will mystify you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did,
that was good.
Then subscribe for
that
more
was good.
content.
That mannequin though, that mannequin. I might change the thumbnail to that mannequin picture. I might just change that thumbnail. In the archive.
Hello.
All right, now we're at the top 15 videos that scare 99%. Okay, that was weird. Oh, what was that? Oh.
Hello, what are you doing?
Oh, okay. All right, I see where I went wrong. All right, sorry about that, everyone. All right. We are moving. What?
I was just wondering what was up to.
Oh, she's just playing with that little plastic thing from that Connect 4 set.
Gotcha.
Hey, Mila. Don't worry, everyone. It's not small enough for her to do damage to herself with. All right, here we go. Top 15 videos that scare 99% of people. Well, let's see if I'm part of the 1%.
Delivery. Have you ever come across a video where you don't understand what's happening, but somehow it's seriously creepy? This video has been shared around the Indonesian internet community with no context whatsoever. It appears to be apparent security footage from the porch of a home. An unknown individual dressed as a clown carrying a sack that's covered in red walks up the porch steps. It seems he's trying to send a message, or possibly prank the homeowner by leaving the sack and knocking on the door. The clip being shared ends shortly afterwards, leaving everybody scared wondering what actually happened. We were able to track the footage down to YouTuber Billy the Fridge, who wrote the surveillance tape is 100% real, no faking. In reality, this was probably a prank, but not before scaring 99% of people. Number 14, Lincoln City Cathedral Ghost. With only slightly more than 2,000 views, this haunted video deserves more interest. Posted in March of 2015 by YouTuber Renaissance.
I am not part of the 1%.
Since 2001, the video shows a ghost outside Lincoln City Cathedral at night. As the church bells chime, the person filming the video spies something around the corner on a side of the building. It appears to be a little face. As the person starts panicking, getting slightly closer to try and capture what this is, the face disappears around the corner. He runs after to find nothing there at all. Absolutely terrifying, made even more so by the chiming of the bells, a reminder to feel for the lost souls who haunt this earth. Number 13, Potential Taking. This one will stay with you long after you watch it. What would you do if you heard these sounds of horror in your neighborhood? A Ring doorbell caught this scene, considered a potential taking in the Los Angeles neighborhood of Leimert Park in November of 2019. The footage shows a vehicle pass by, and from the vehicle, screams are heard as a woman pleads for help from those outside.
Witnesses say that the getaway car was a small white hatchback.
After a potential taking was reported, this Ring doorbell footage prompted an investigation into the incident. Los Angeles Police Department officer Mike Lopez said, the person responded to the call at first found no evidence of a taking. However, this disturbing footage seems to point in that direction. The woman is crying and screaming for someone to help, repeatedly pleading for over half a minute as the vehicle passes by at around 11 p.m. When the owners of the Ring doorbell hear this, they're seen on their doorstep, looking to see what's going on. KTLA reports that a witness on the scene claims she heard a man's voice as well, saying, "I'm sorry." He was pictured pulling the braided hair of the woman in the passenger seat. The vehicle then sped from the neighborhood with its rear hatch open. After the LAPD was provided the doorbell footage, they reopened the investigation and canvassed the neighborhood for clues, but as of the end of November, there have been no leads. As reported by Mercury News, let's hope this woman is found soon. Number 12, Shadow Figure. You know that feeling like you're being watched? Well, maybe you are. This YouTuber says that demonic activity in his home has risen to reoccurrences every 3 to 4 days. He writes, The demon shadow figure was at the foot of my bed when I woke up, probably watching my dog and I for 8 to 9 minutes, then fled down the hallway and caught a black mass materializing by the door and moving towards my bedroom. And then in the lower right hand side of the video, you can see it leaving, resulting in me and my dog visibly shaken. The clip
Wow. Sorry about that, guys. The last one kind of got to me a bit because it's like I watch these for the unusual, the supernatural, the paranormal, the scary, the spooky, and all that, but the last one was just a reminder that a lot of times the scariest things are living people.
Does indeed appear to show a shadow figure seeming to materialize on the wall. Whether it's demonic or not is debatable. It doesn't appear to cause any evil, although perhaps the feeling of it was insidious. The man's dog certainly looks scared enough. What do you think the shadow being wants? Could it just be a friendly ghost? Number 11. Emergency. If you've ever been in an abandoned building under a state of emergency, you know how alone this man feels. With just over 28,300 views, this video titled Emergency.mp4 was published in March of 2016 by YouTuber Paul Cyrek. His description reads, I was at hospital and woke up. Everyone left, but I found one still there after camera battery died. The hospital in the video does indeed look abandoned, making the emergency sound and eerie flashing lights all the more terrifying. For some reason, with no one else fleeing the scene alongside you, fear is heightened, heavy breathing and heavy sighs are heard through the camera. The cameraman passes through the hospital, down a hallway, through a door around a corner, and another door and hallway. No one is there, leaving us to wonder who exactly this man found after the camera battery died. David Roman says he used to work hospital security and that he thinks this is a security guard during a fire drill, but he suggests that patients weren't evacuated for the drill. Rather, it's more likely this was a closed-off wing under construction, which might explain the pallets and construction equipment spotted in the video. Something that wouldn't be found in patient areas seems like a valid explanation. However, it is still terrifying to think about. Number 10. Haunted Closet. Closets are usually harmless, but a series posted by RadLad1 has us wondering what's on the other side of that door. According to the uploader, the closet in question hasn't been altered since he moved in, but creepy occurrences keep happening with it. In the first video, he opens the door to the small closet, which has a disused TV on the ground, several hangers, and some random stuff on the shelf, including a stuffed animal. The next video is where the creepiness comes in. You can hear the door rattling slightly, and as the dude gets closer to it to examine what's going on, it slowly opens on its own, and then jerks open before jerking shut. The spookiness continues with the next video, in which the man says he hears constant sounds coming from the closet. He approaches it again, and as he reaches towards the handle, a terrifying rattling is heard, causing him to jump and back away again. The last video culminates in probably the scariest happening. There's a knocking on the door and a rattling. It's heard plain as day. When the guy opens the door, you can see there's nothing at all inside. I think we're all thinking the same thing. It's time to move. Number 9. Paranormal Lodge Investigate.
That's what I would do if there was constant noise that's coming from my closet, but nothing was ever inside of it. Yeah, bye. I don't care if you throw away my stuff. I ain't staying here.
Some haunted places hide secrets only the afterlife knows. This video is a private investigation of the Tamaqua Elks Lodge, which occurred on Saturday, September 14th, 2019. Apparently, the Elks Lodge in the town of Tamaqua, Pennsylvania, has some haunted history. Housed in a converted apartment building, there are claims that the Elks Lodge is haunted by the ghosts of two people who took their own lives, who resided in the previous apartments. Some claim they've heard voices and seen poltergeist activity. When the Pocono Paranormal team investigated, they caught numerous orbs and a voice that said, "Love you." So what did Team SCRT find? They too captured orb and light anomalies on the scene, as well as horrifying screams on the EVP. They also captured someone saying, "Help me," and another said, "Come play." There are many unexplained sounds and a voice saying, "Martha, time to go." The spirit box also captured a voice responding, "I'm staying." But perhaps the creepiest point is the hazy, shadowy figures that appears to rise up beside one of the crew near the end of that video. Whatever is going on in this lodge is not something you'd want to face in the light of day. Number 8, Mother Nature. This video will deter you from ever wanting to become a sailor.
Nope. Mm-mm. 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 Ugh. I'm already dreading having to watch this one. I already have a bit of a fear of boats, and this one kind of just adds to that fear. It's just going to add to that fear. Okay.
Video shows a large ship on a stormy sea. From the top of the deck, massive waves swell around the ship, while the darkening sky overhead casts an even gloomier scene. The waves are so turbulent that they appear to be climbing the edge of the boat. In fact, water splashes onto the deck, the ocean spray bursting up like a geyser at the helm. There's something quietly frightening about this video. The anger and unpredictability of nature and the helplessness of being in the middle of it, tossed about by the sea. Some in the comments find it beautiful, and it is in a way, but others rightfully find it terrifying. With Redditor Buttered Muffin Toots writing, "I got seasick just watching this. Whether you find this more beautiful or fearful, one thing's for sure. You'll be 100% grateful that your feet are planted firmly on land." Number 7. It's in the room. Kicking back with your friends should be carefree. What happens when something strange occurs? A bin falls or a door clatters shut without explanation. If it happens once, then you can pass it off as just an oddity. But when it happens repeatedly, it's not coincidental. You may have something paranormal on your hands. This video was posted by Creepy7 Paranormal and shows 3 guys just hanging out, lying on the floor of their room on their phones, when something flies off the corner filing cabinet, startling the 3 and causing the sleeping dude to sit up, while the item, which looks like a roll of paper, could have simply fallen from a precarious position on the cabinet. What happens next makes you think again. A larger roll of paper leaning up against a standing cupboard flips onto the floor. There's no way that this one could have fallen on its own, as it didn't fall in a natural manner. It would have had to have been lifted and tossed over. Whatever is in this room finally has all 3 boys' attention. They all sat up, with one covering his head with a blanket, and the other staring in fear at the corner where the commotion is coming from. The thing is not finished. The top file cabinet drawer opens wide, and a cupboard box on the floor lifts off the ground, levitating momentarily. This causes the boys to flee, and as they do, 2 more giant rolls of paper fall to the ground. Redditor Crimson Cario writes, "What's more terrifying is the fact that these grown-up men went screaming out the room, showing how scary it must have been." While Adrian the Goat adds, "It's stuff like this that keeps me up at night. You're not alone, goat." Number 6. In the hallway. If you've ever heard someone crying and you went to investigate, this video will make you consider the possibility that the sound is from the beyond. Posted
What was the video called again? 15 videos that scared 90% of people?
The footage shows a man hearing a ghost girl's cry.
Did you hear that?
When he goes to investigate, walking slowly through his room to the door, he opens it to find a huddled mass in the hallway. It's hard to tell in this footage what it could be, but we'll assume for the sake of argument that it's a ghost girl huddled over in distress.
I've seen this
The
clip.
man closes the door again, and then a moment later decides to reopen it. When he does, he finds the figure standing before him at the end of the hallway, in a still and strange position. Once he realizes what he's seeing, he shuts the door quickly in fear. Those in the comments of this video feel the same way. 50 Shades of Fierce writes, "Scariest thing I've ever seen. After the 100th time, it still gives me goosebumps. Goosebumps in a near stop of the heart." Number 5, a hand emerges. When the hand emerges from nowhere, you begin to think you're seeing things,
seen this clip before
especially
too.
if it's disembodied. Posted to Reddit by...
Okay, now I know that it's not. Okay, the guy in the very back. I know it's because his back is turned, and they have a lot of hair there, but the back of his head kind of looks like a Chewbacca face right there. Can you guys see that too? The back of his head looks like Chewbacca. Oh,
Psychurfer. Wow. This one will make you feel like you're being touched. Psychurfer writes, during a paranormal investigation of a hobby group, a hand emerges from nowhere and disappears again. Group still doesn't know where the hand came from after 6 years. Originally posted in July of 2014, the German private investigator is seen with his crew in a darkened room. They're all facing one way in what appears to be a hallway, likely getting ready to enter another room in the space they're investigating. Pretty normal, that is, until a hand appears out of the bottom left side of the screen. As though to pat one of the crew on the back, it flits on screen for a moment, while the crew remains unaware, before disappearing again in an instant. In the comments, Redditor RWP80 says that it looks human but with a finger missing. Another says it looks like an animal hand, maybe that of a raccoon, but it doesn't seem animal at all to me. It looks indeed human. Who was in the room that night with these investigators, and what did they want? Only the disembodied hand knows. Number 4, Phantom Menace. Have you ever seen a ghost video that looks 100% authentic? Posted by YouTuber Faden. This short clip will have you questioning everything. The video shows some ghost investigators entering a darkened room, searching it with 2 flashlight beams. One tells the other to cover his back while welding the camera. The sight zooms around all corners of the room, including the ceiling, the floor, the walls. In one corner next to what appears to be a wardrobe, the camera zooms in to capture something strange down on the floor. But just when you think whatever that thing is might somehow be the titular ghost, a creaking sound causes the cameraman to pull back, and what he captures is terrifying. Where moments before there was nothing, now a tall, vague figure looms. It's hard to see the thing's distinct characteristics. Before the 2 guys race for their lives down the stairs, but whatever it is certainly gets your heart racing. After saying she believes this video...
I've seen this video before, I've seen this clip before too, and I gotta say, that it still scares me, that something that large could be haunting that location.
Video is authentic. Enigma states in the comments, the doorway looks like it's standard height, and the thing looks like it's easily reaching the top. I'd even go as far to say that it's crouching slightly. So unless there's someone suffering from gigantism living in that place, it's definitely paranormal. What do you think? Can you explain this haunting image away? Or is it paranormal? Number 3, missing. What do you do when your internet friend goes missing? You travel halfway across the world to find him. Posted to No Sleep by user Addis14. This story and the videos that accompany it are sure to keep you up at night. According to Addis, his friend is missing. 8 years ago, 7 friends met online playing video games, after which the group moved to Discord, which is a free voice and text chat app for gamers. Every person in the group was a bit of a misfit, an outsider, but none more so than a Polish man in his early 20s named Adrian. Addis describes him as having the demeanor of Forrest Gump. From the sound of things, Adrian seemed pretty harmless at first, but a month prior to this post, he began acting out and seemed a different person altogether. Addis described him as a hostile lunatic. Addis said Adrian would go on hour-long rants and insisted that the cursed woods near his home were also haunted by the CIA, who installed, quote, black sites, unquote, there. 2 weeks prior to this Reddit post,
I need to rewind that. Haunted? Did he just say haunted by the CIA?
Adrian seemed pretty harmless at first, but a month prior to this post, he began acting out and seemed a different person altogether. Addis described him as a hostile lunatic. Addis said Adrian would go on hour-long rants and insisted that the cursed woods near his home were also haunted by the CIA, who installed...
He did. Someone actually had to report on someone claiming that the woods near his home were haunted by the CIA. I'm not... What? Unless the CIA means something entirely altogether in their country. Because the only CIA I know of is not a paranormal entity. It is a government installment. A government agency. So... that's a little bizarre.
Called, quote, black sites, unquote, there. 2 weeks prior to this Reddit post, Adrian went missing. He deleted his Discord and social media accounts, and the final 2 messages the group had managed to save prior to his vanishing online were the same type of nonsense he'd been spouting for weeks. As far as they could tell, he'd gone off the grid, except for one thing, his YouTube account. This remained active. Videos began appearing on this account. The first is a video Adrian filmed walking through the woods at daylight. Nothing out of the ordinary happens in this clip. The second is more disturbing. The opening shot shows the woods at night. The shot changes to Adrian coming across a flight of stairs in the daytime covered in rubble. The stairs lead down to a room with a rusted red container with a camera stand pointed inside. The container looks like a bathtub of sorts. Then the shot returns to blackness with only the edge of a wall in view. Addis goes on to say that the remaining 6 friends all assumed this was some sort of prank Adrian was pulling. He left his YouTube channel up for them to view. They were his audience. But the next 2 videos changed everything, making Addis worry for Adrian's help. In video 3, Adrian crawls through a sewer, after which he reaches a dead end. The 4th video is only static. Towards the end, you can barely make out 2 men walking in the darkness, alongside the man filming, which Addis assumes is Adrian. Audio from the final video posted sounds like Morse code, along with the sounds, numbers, letters, and symbols appear in handwriting across the red screen. The group can't figure this out. Addis says that he and another of the group, Lewis, plan to travel to Poland to investigate the matter and search the woods. Each of these videos have only around 100 views, which means very few are hot on the trail of this story. So what have Redditors to offer Addis? They were able to decipher that the Morse code in the last video spells River Kwai, which could be a reference to the Tai River. Other than that, not much has been confirmed, and Addis has provided no update to this strange story. Can you solve the mystery? Number 2, mysterious package. If you ever find a mysterious package on your doorstep, here's a pro tip: don't open it.
It's not. The last one wasn't really scary. It was just strange.
Askin Diva posted this clip saying it came from a doorbell camera. She writes, "You can see a person leaving at the beginning of the film. Watch the lower left corner. At first I thought he'd left a package, but then..." The footage does appear to show a figure leaving the front porch area at the start of the clip. A moment later, something strange and shadow-like appears to emerge at the entryway. You can see why the person thought a mysterious package had been left for her. The item appears to be moving around slightly before it changes shape like it's inflating, slowly floating up into the air, where it hovers like a shadow figure in the blinding sunlight. Definitely creepy looking, but does this have a more logical explanation? YouTuber Jada Art in the comments suggests it's a wasp or a hornet crawling on the lens. Others say it's a snail, and some say it looks like a kid crawling away at first. Bug or not, the eerie effect would certainly make you hesitant to open the front door and check what's on your doorstep. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. Tuesday, number 1.
The only thing I can think about with that last one is that it was a snail on the lens, because it couldn't have been a bee, because bees don't leave behind slime residue on the lens. But I don't know what to think.
Security hack. This one is insanely creepy on so many levels. 99% of people will be scared because 99% of us own electronic devices that can be hacked. This video should serve as a public warning about how vulnerable we are to such an invasion of our privacy. The video captures a man hacking into a home surveillance system and speaking to a girl who's watching TV in her home.
Who is that?
I'm your best friend. You can do whatever you want right now. You can mess up your room, you can break your TV, you can do whatever you want.
This isn't a lone occurrence. 5 other families across various states reported similar events happening with their surveillance devices. Hackers have spoken to homeowners, even harassing them. Ring stated that neither its network nor its systems were compromised, but rather the ability to hack the system lies in users, applying the same username and password across several services, or maybe just turn the cameras off. You never know who's watching. Thanks for checking out this video.
Wow. You know, again, just it's always the living that typically scares people more. All right, next up is a video from King Frostmare. Wait, hold on. Oh, no, okay, so our next video is from King Frostmare, scary videos from Asia, Caught in Darkness, and then we're ending the stream with the 2 back-to-back Chills videos. Okay, let's start.
Hello guys, tonight we want to take a look at some mysterious videos and clips from all over Asia that my viewers over the last years and months have sent in to me. And there certainly is a lot of creepiness involved. Now, let's buckle up and stay frosty.
Alright, Frosty.
The first video was recorded by a tourist from Asia, and he was on a tour on which a mysterious creature had been shown to the audience. Not much is known about what exactly that creature was.
What the?
This thing looks certainly
What the? What's that? Whew.
Pretty humanoid.
Oh my god! What is that?
And it's not possible to tell if it's just a human in a costume or something else. One thing is sure though, it's really unsettling. Number 6. This clip was recorded by some friends in Japan who were having fun together in the local woods on a weekend. It was pretty late when the group decided to make their way back to their cars. And it seems that a blind passenger was joining the ride home.
No one seems to have noticed the spirit.
That's a spirit? Wow.
Was the ghost lady part of the group all along, when nobody realized that she was on board?
That's creepy.
Number 5. Another nightly recording from Asia. A different group of friends were hanging out at the playground at night. They were having a lot of fun and talked about the good
I think
old
I've seen this
times
clip
when they were
before.
kids and loved to spend their afternoons in the park. It was until much later that the girl who was recording this night realized that she caught something really creepy on video.
Yeah, I've seen this clip before. Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
Number 4.
Now, I'm just going to say this right now. I don't think it was paranormal, but it was either a druggie who was just really bored and wanted to scare the crap out of her, or it was one of her friends pulling a prank.
Paranormal investigators were asked to check on a horrific case that played out a couple of weeks prior to this recording. A young girl was found in an apartment who had passed away. The cause of her passing was still investigated, but her boyfriend told the team that there was a lot of paranormal activity happening within these 4 walls. Could the investigator come across the spirit? This is certainly the ghost of a female lurking through the glass of the door, but it's not the only time they can capture her.
That was creepy. That got me good.
Guess our investigator has been spooked pretty bad that night. I'm almost certain that he never returned to the same house.
No, when you got evidence like that,
If you wish to support me to enjoy many more videos, please consider becoming a member and joining my channel.
I can tell you this much. If I caught evidence like that, yeah, that'd be, enough said. I would never go back to that house.
After a family member had passed away,
Anyway, number
this
3.
young man was documenting the state of the building the deceased person was inheriting before. He had to make sure that all the belongings and family heirlooms that he found were well documented and listed. As he starts to record inside the house, he believes that he had captured the ghost of his relative.
Again, I think I've seen this clip. Yep, I've seen this clip before too. It shows up in the mirror when he pans back. It shows up in the mirror. Ba-boom.
That's the response I was looking for.
Huh?
Oh, she's under the blanket, and every time I lift it up to see her, she says, "No, no, mommy." And there's your fingers.
That's creepy.
Looks like his relative was standing right behind him when he was checking out the mirror. Or was it maybe just a strange light anomaly? Please take a second to subscribe to my channel Frostmare.
I already did that, buddy.
Notification icon to never miss any of my new creepy uploads.
Number 2.
Another video that was forwarded by one of my viewers. A young woman had a good time during a birthday party in her dad's house. Nothing out of the ordinary was captured at first, but when she later reviewed the tape, she found something really sinister.
Possibly. It's weird for sure.
Number 1. This nightly video recording stems from Vietnam, and it was filmed in a farming region that many locals refer to as Field of the Dead. During war, many had lost their lives in this very area. The man who was documenting started to notice strange screams close to his own fields and decided that this night he was finding the cause of this disturbance. He might have recorded more than he was hoping for.
Okay, that was weird.
Without even realizing, the man comes across an eerie spirit that he can't see. And this seems to have opened the gate for even more eerie sightings. Was
Yeah, I
it
saw
a
that
whole
one.
deceased family that could not find rest in the afterlife? Of course, the man never could find out, and it is just a theory. It all could be a hoax, of course. We will never know for sure, but it is pretty unsettling, isn't it? This couple was driving home from a friend's house when they found what seemed like a person standing on the side of the road. What was this man doing there in the middle of nowhere on the side of the road? And was it a man after all? Another mystery.
Interesting. Alright. Hi, Madeline. Alright, now we're going to get our double dose of chills. First off, 11 videos that'll stress you out big time. Let's begin.
Stress often catches you by surprise, and these 11 videos will stress you out big time. Number 11. An office worker is sitting quietly at her desk when she throws down her phone at 1 minute and 18 seconds, which begins to flare up and sizzle. She leans over the device to clear her desk at 1 minute and 25 seconds, which I don't think was the right decision. If the battery pops here, her face is in direct range. They all gather around the broken phone and record it in case something else happens. It continues to sizzle from the middle of the screen, but other than that, it looks strangely fine. Try and translate what they are saying here if possible. Number 10.
Whoa.
A repairman is caught on CCTV walking around the bedroom of two girls. He looks at something over his shoulder, perhaps checking to see that he is not being watched, before reaching inside of a clothes hamper and touching their dirty laundry. Later on, he returns without a mask and goes back to the same hamper. He comes up with a piece of laundry and immediately faces the door again, possibly to see if anyone is near. I don't know what this repairman thinks he's doing, but it's obvious that this is not what he was hired for. Finally, he comes back to possibly pocket the laundry for later, following the movement of his hands at the 48-second mark, and you can see there's strong evidence of him taking it. He has not been sentenced yet, but I think it's going to be really hard to argue these charges with this level of direct video evidence based on what you see here.
Weird.
What do you think this person's punishment should be if he is found guilty? Number 9. A YouTuber named...
What is the general sentencing for an underwear thief?
I never expected to hear you say that sentence.
I never expected to actually see a video on one of these channels that features someone stealing someone's underwear. What? Are you kidding? I have no words. Let's just move on, shall we?
Panji Petualan is searching for frogs with his friends late at night along with anything else they can find. The team has their head down to look for prey, but at 21 minutes and 4 seconds, Panji looks up for the briefest of moments and catches this bipedal creature as it sprints away from the light. It happens so fast
I've seen this
that they
clip
don't
before
even
too.
appear to see it at first.
In fact, the same clip is featured from a different channel on my last live stream of this I did last week. No, mine! 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 Ah, you win! Keep watching your show, sweetie. Alright, one more time. No, mine! No, mine! No, mine! Uh-oh! Alright.
It appears to be a pale white and instinctively flees from the
For my little
light,
girl.
which makes sense for a nocturnal creature to do. It does not make a sound as it moves, despite being the size of a human and a very close distance away. Number 8. A YouTuber named Tate Stein Seek is investigating an old building in Oklahoma City that was once a psychiatric institute. He claims that around 4 a.m. he experiences paranormal activity and wants to document it. This time, a black container slides across the ground on its own. Watch this part and tell me if there's any way to fake this.
Alright, did you guys just see that?
I would say that it was a rope or something tied around the container, but it happens again much closer, and I don't know how this could be faked.
Did you guys see that? Okay.
He even shows it up close, and you can see nothing is attached to it at all, and nothing special is inside, so your guess is as good as mine. Number 7. The Sorrel Weed House is said to be one of the most haunted buildings in all of Savannah, Georgia. 2 different women have lived here.
Savannah, Georgia. The most haunted city in America. Savannah, Georgia.
Who is said
they actually look at that. They actually have ghost hunter tours there. That's how haunted that place is. They turned it into a tourist attraction.
To still roam the courtyard in her black dress. While taking a tour of the area, a YouTuber named Billy Smith captures this quick video of a woman fleeing the house wearing an all-black corset. What's weird is how she never actually opens the front door to her left. Instead, she appears out of nowhere to cross the space between 2 columns, and then does emerge from the other side. According to Billy, this figure was heading in the opposite direction of the parking lot, so if they were a staff member, they would have to double around to get to their car eventually. He waited until 1:30 in the morning, and saw no one else from the house for the rest of the night, and certainly no other traces of her. Number 6, a YouTuber named S. Zacharia is exploring a construction site when he comes across a peculiar hole in the ground that somehow feels off. He is curiously poking around with a stick when an anguished voice calls out to him from below, followed by a strong underground wind. This part definitely sounds like a person crying out for help. Soon their cries are replaced by another sound, this one much different than the first. I don't think human vocal cords could ever produce the noises that follow. A final moan is soon drowned out by the chorus of supernatural screeches. Is this person being tormented by evil spirits, or is he himself becoming one of them? Number 5. This CCTV video captures a large...
Okay. What? That's all I gotta say about that one.
Large figure lurking beneath a bush on an empty street. It's hard to tell what it is at first, until the camera zooms in for a better look. Some kind of humanoid is low to the ground, as if waiting to grab someone. Anyone who walks by. It looks like it could be a person, until it dips its head from the shadows at 1 minute and 58 seconds to reveal an upsettingly long face with large, gnashing jaws. The way it repeatedly moves side to side looks like it's probably just a looping animated sequence, but what's your take? Number 4. A YouTuber named Frosty Flakes is searching for elk in the woods.
Mini segment part 2!
Oregon, when his elk whistle attracts a pack of hungry wolves. Soon they find themselves surrounded and have to step carefully. They are way outnumbered and the wolves sound very close by, ferocious and closing in fast.
Wolves are exactly on opposite sides of us.
Every time they stop to gain a sense of direction, they can hear the wolves combing through the area where they just were. And I think this is where the pack decides not to pursue any further and lets them off with a warning howl. They sound close enough to charge the entire time, yet hidden so well in their surroundings that you would never know where to even look until it was already too late. Number 3. A YouTube channel called Mysterious Oklahoma received this video.
Whoa, I saw that.
Who claims to have kept seeing something out of the corner of their eye in one spot of their house, so they set up a camera to record. What they capture is a fast-moving creature they refer to only as the Thing. which apparently moves so fast the camera has trouble keeping up. When you pause on it, you can see a very small figure that looks to be slightly lower resolution than the rest of the video, so it might not be real. Number 2. A YouTuber named Chris Javier is making a random vlog around his neighborhood late at night when he gets the weird feeling that he's not alone. Moments later, the streetlight he's standing by goes off and on by itself, which he says it has never done before. He thinks it might just be his imagination, so he decides to further test the situation by directly communicating with whatever is controlling the light, which seems to respond more than once. Here's the first time.
What the heck is going on?
And then the streetlight seems to taunt him even as he walks away. Was this a coincidence, or is there no possible way?
Now it's not even turning off. As soon as I just said something about it, it turns off.
A short while later, Chris sees a disheveled figure walk out from the back alley where he was just standing. They seem totally out of it and speak aggressively to an imaginary person in front of them. At this point, Chris decides to get out of there because it's early in the morning and no one else is around. But to his surprise, the stranger soon follows. The person then abruptly returns to the back alley from where they came and begins to shudder under the same streetlight that was acting weird earlier. They seem drawn to this area and they start swinging their arms wildly in a circle, totally forgetting about Chris as he films the scene for a while longer and gets away between the lights seemingly responding to.
Why though? Oh wow, there are way too many. There are way too many occurrences for that to be staged. Way too many occurrences.
To Chris's voice, and a man randomly appearing from an empty back alley moments later. There just seems to be too many coincidences in this video to deny the paranormal could have been at work that night.
That's exactly what I just said.
1, my name is Chills, and if you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at Dylan is.
I mean, you know, city officials would have to be in on it for that to be staged.
Chillin' YT and tap that follow button to find out. I recently released the number 15 mixtape, but I don't think you should follow these instructions to check it out. It's a proven fact that generosity makes.
Huh?
You're still doing your live stream?
Yeah, I got one more video to watch. Okay, give me 1 second here, guys. I'm gonna black out the camera real quick. You're good.
I'll be right back.
Alright.
Maybe not.
In the meantime, while you're doing that, I'm gonna check the stream, see how that's going. Yeah, see if you know who's on here, who's been watching, who's leaving commentation.
Maybe 2 minutes ago. It's been that long already?
Okay, so hello, Aqui Pinches Sisto. Scary thing? Don't worry, bro. Erase your channel and go to sleep. Erase my channel and go to sleep. Yeah. I have too much fun with my channel to quit. All right. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. Oop. Not sure what I was doing just now. That's okay. Alright, so how's your guys' Saturday night / Sunday morning going for you so far? Or if you're on the other side of the planet, your Sunday afternoon going so far?
Hey, Camila, would you like your nighttime treats? Don't worry. Remy, I can keep here. Alright, go up there. I'll get your nighttime treats.
Alright.
Oops, sorry.
Uh-oh.
Okay. We're on your nighttime treats. So, enjoy all the night. Don't need more. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Alright. So that you're with another conversation.
Yeah, I need to continue with the stream here. Alright. And I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. I say ladies and gentlemen, unironically. Okay.
You a happier person. So if you're generous enough to hit the subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. Also, don't forget I upload a new video here on YouTube every Thursday and Saturday. Number 1. Citizens gather around in awe of a statue that mysteriously began gushing an off-colored substance from holes in the feet. Looking at this part of the video close up, it seems logical to believe that this could actually be a miracle of some kind. But when they start collecting the liquid in a bottle for later blessings, you'll see the substance is actually a dirty brownish yellow. That's because it's not divine intervention at all, but rather a clogged sewer pipe leaking untreated water onto the mall. Nobody in this video knows it at the time, but they are ingesting and rubbing raw sewage into their mouth, eyes, and skin. But
oh! Oh my god! Oh! Oh! That is disgusting.
But judging by their smiling faces, there doesn't seem to be a single skeptic in the crowd. Sometimes I find the most terrifying.
Oh, that was bad. Oh. Okay, let's move on to something more pleasant. 18 TikTok videos that'll freak you out.
There's more on TikTok than just people dancing, and these TikToks will really freak you out. Number 18. A TikTok user named Look Desions For You is obsessed with summoning spirits, and this time it really might have worked. He says something in the mirror, and then this wide-eyed fiend appears right behind him, only to vanish when he turns around. At first it looks like it might have been somebody standing on the other side of the mirror, but when the light hits them, you can tell they are both in the same room. Later, he is looking down a hall through a hole in the door, where the knob once was. I want you to remember the unique shape of this water pattern, because it is going to be important later. Okay, so he is looking down the hall. A second look through the hole reveals nothing, and when he turns around, he is shocked to find he is in the exact same hall he was just looking down. Water pattern and all. It's like he teleported. Number 17.
Mommy. Hello, Mommy.
Come here, cat.
Oh, who's you?
I need some therapeutic comfort from non-registered service animal. Okay. Thanks, bud. Okay.
It's literally raining like never before in this video. A quick look up reveals a cloudy sky and little else. Certainly nothing to explain why this small patch of street is getting all wet. Numerous people look up expecting to see a source and are surprised to see none. Nobody is carrying an umbrella because, well, it isn't raining, at least not where they are standing. Number 16.
What? What is going on in these locations?
A TikTok user named Sam Pepper is getting ready to do the YMCA when a strange shape forms on the wall. It's only there for an instant, but in that brief split second, I can see a face and bald head. The eyes are empty, mouth pulled into a tight frown, then it's gone. Number 15.
Wait, hold on a second here. I want to do a slow down and a quick analyze of that.
Oh, Mommy.
Brief split second, I can... It's only there for an instant, but in that brief split second,
Okay, I'm... Alright, now, I wanted to see if I could prove this or disprove it. You know, a lot of times when people see faces on... faces just appear and then disappear like that, a lot of people would deter it to, like, a simple camera glitch. But, let me show you something here. I'm going to zoom the screen in here a little bit more. Alright. Now, let me show you something. As you can see here, this man's face and the face that appears on the wall are not perpendicular to each other. In fact, the eye level appears where this guy's, where the very top of this guy's head is at. So this cannot be a camera glitch. It can't be a camera glitch. Hold on a second, sweetie. It can't be a camera glitch that just happened to occur at that moment. Because if it was a camera glitch, then the eye level, the nose level, even the chin would be perpendicular, which it isn't. Alright, I just wanted to point that out real quick. My apologies. Okay. You know, I initially put that on there because I wanted to try to prove my theory correct. I thought that that's what it was. But I ended up, you know, disproving that and made it even look more authentic.
I can see a face and bald head. The eyes are empty, mouth pulled into a tight frown, then it's gone. Number 15.
Right.
So far, we've seen many potentially haunted houses in these TikToks, but nothing compares to the paranormal events that happened in Alex Huff's videos. She's filming a makeup tutorial in her room when a noise interrupts her. It's the creaking of her closet door opening. Even though nobody is near the door,
I've seen this clip
all
before.
of a sudden when she gets up to inspect the closet, it slams shut and the light above her shuts off in an instant. For further proof, she also films inside the closet to prove no one is inside. Based on her reaction, I would guess that this video is 100% real. She genuinely looks terrified after these events takes place. So either she is talented at acting or this house is haunted by something nefarious. Number 14. A TikTok user named Black Tipped is out fishing when he catches something he has never seen before, and that makes two of us. Some people are speculating that this is the severed tentacle of a much larger creature.
We're out here fishing on the deep blue, and this is what we just caught. Look at this thing.
He does say he is in the middle of the deep sea, so I guess anything is possible. He apparently has no fear of being shocked, bitten, or worse, as he analyzes the object with no protective gloves. Number 13. Sav and Jack records what they claim is a genuine 3 a.m. paranormal encounter. Sav wakes up after a bad dream with a strange urge to check on Jack. She says she is feeling some weird energy when suddenly
Picking up on this weird energy.
I don't know if he's going to point out the other figure that I saw, but let's see if he does.
her phone picks up an eerie entity that disappears upon being discovered. Watch this part and tell me if you think it's editing. It's a little suspicious how she centers the camera perfectly on the area where the ghost is to appear moments before it happens. So some
All right, let me back this up here a little bit because there was another entity
to check on Jack
that I saw.
Genuine 3 a.m. paranormal encounter. Sav wakes up after.
All right, let me slow this down here a bit because I saw something else that Chills isn't pointing out.
Bad dream.
Okay, never mind. That's just a lamp. All right, sorry to get you guys excited. It was just a lamp. Oops.
With a strange urge to check on Jack, she said the entity that disappears upon being discovered. Watch this part and tell me if you think it's editing. It's a little suspicious how she centers the camera perfectly on the area where the ghost is to appear moments before it happens, so some people think it might not be real. Number 12. This man, known as the Buddy, was one of the most popular users on the TikTok community. His dances were funny at first, but as he gained popularity, the videos became kind of more, well, I guess bold would be one word you could use. According to unverified rumors, the following video was allegedly sent to someone who is not of age. Watch this and tell me if you think this is an appropriate way to use TikTok, because I definitely do not.
I mean, you're the cute one here, not me, so.
He was reportedly banned for life from the TikTok community for violating their terms of service, but apparently he still has active accounts on other platforms. Number 11. KT Camp records her overhead lights swaying back and forth. They start out moving clockwise, but at the end of the video, they are starting to move the other way. Maybe she twisted up the cord on purpose to make it do this, but that doesn't explain the orbs. There's an especially large one here that is different from the others in size, shape and speed as well. Real haunting or just a fake attempt in a dusty kitchen? You tell me. Number 10. This TikTok user has no dancing or lip syncing, just a creepy room with whispering voices on the other end of a white door with no knob. The lack of a knob does not stop some force from opening and closing the door. The door is fully shut and you can even hear the latch unclick here. Finally, with absolutely no edits or cuts, the person recording gets up to reveal a small closet with just clothes inside. Number 9. This TikTok video, taken somewhere in India, shows a mystery hidden within a window on the first floor. Are the curtains partially pulled back, or is a figure looking out of a window late at night for no reason at all? A high-powered flashlight is directly on them, yet there is no detail except for its odd outline. Number 8. A TikTok user named Dixon83 catches a paranormal experience in the kitchen, which he had suspected was haunted for some time. His suspicions are confirmed when his cat trots through and the closest cabinet door swings open by itself, followed by what I think is a heavy exhale. His cat is definitely looking directly into the cabinet at something unseen. Tell me what you think it was. Number 7. Paul De Jesus says that he literally quit his security job after witnessing this while on surveillance. First a tire rolls into view, which I guess someone could have done out of frame, but then a backpack falls off a chair. It could have been attached to a string, but the video is too low quality to tell for certain, so I'll leave it up to you. Number 6. Caitlin Raquel is alone in her room when this shadow passes through her room without passing over her. Her hands are not covered by this shadow, even though it walks directly in front of her. Number 5. Look what happens when this ghost investigator decides to confront the spirit of a person who supposedly took another man's life in this room.
Did you shoot that man? Did you shoot him because he was scared?
A pale figure peeks out from the doorway. As soon as its presence is called upon, no one seems to notice, probably because it was so low. Is this the spirit they are looking for, or just some light hitting the hall at a weird angle? Number 4.
Okay guys, some weird stuff has been happening in my room and I feel like I need to document this.
Safi B has a collection of haunted dolls that seem to have been moving on their own. She explains how no one can be going inside to move them because she keeps her door locked during the day, and after she's finished, she hears this noise.
I haven't told you guys this, but like lately I've been hearing my door rattle and it's like...
The movement is not coming from the door, but rather from somewhere deeper within the room, which she has clearly shown to be empty, except for her and her dolls. And soon she finds her answer.
No.
A solid black Ouija pointer falls off the shelf and lands pointing at her dolls. Number 3. A TikTok user named Sean records his friends as he sleeps to prove that he is possessed. He sleeps with his hands crossed, and then his drawer slides open. I don't see anything pulling it open, do you? Next, a Gatorade bottle slides off the dresser. At the exact same moment, his friend rolls over and moves away from him. So he's not holding a string, and I don't think Sean is either. Eventually, Sean comes out of the bathroom, only to find his friend huddled in the corner. 2 orbs glide past, one perfectly vertical with his frame, and then the video ends. Number 2, Nick Semino 68 works at a yogurt shop that he and all of his fellow co-workers know is haunted. At times it's like the ghost is waiting to contradict everything he says.
This?
Can you say hi?
Did I stop
Can I say hi?
I know.
Hi.
The problem extends far beyond faulty wiring. No sooner does he mention he's all alone before this happens from somewhere above. Again, perfect timing.
This is my security cameras. There's no one here, so I don't understand.
On a different night, he and a coworker stay late to observe all of the strange happenings. Just when they announce they are about to leave, the spirit gets angry and punishes them for their departure.
It's so dark because all the light switches are over here.
Stop it! Stop it!
And when they turn to take one last look at the store, they find the overhead lights swinging wildly. Now here's where I get freaked out. If you think they started swinging the lamps themselves before they started recording, let me show you this part from the very beginning of the video. It's the security monitor, and as you can see, the lights are all completely still. The video is only about a minute long and has no edits, so there's just no way they did it themselves. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills, and if you're curious to check it out, video here on YouTube every Thursday and Saturday. Number 1, Tiangarines wants to make this TikTok ghost sighting go viral. Whatever is happening behind her is not something crossing the balcony. It can't be. The shadow does not emerge from the doorway, but rather appears on the wall. Therefore, it can only be the shadow of a real person walking across the doorway, or an apparition appearing out of nowhere. Stress often catches you by...
Alright. That is where we end this. Alright, well... Okay, let me center this here. Alright, thank you all so much for tuning in to this with me. So, my birthday has begun, and I will be back at 6 p.m. Mountain Time to start a birthday live stream in which I will be playing some games. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So yeah, basically, as always, I will leave a link in the description to. Sorry, I had a little bit of a stop in the. Some of these videos really freaked me out, guys. This was weird. This was weird. But I'll leave a link in the description to the 5 channels that I watch these videos from, as always. So, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Good night, and God bless.